The bitter winds of January are sweeping across Ukraine, but tonight the chill in the air is matched only by the scorching heat of a renewed and ferocious offensive. The fragile stalemate of the winter war has been shattered not by diplomacy, but by a calculated explosion of violence that signals a dangerous new chapter in the conflict. The narrative emerging from Moscow is one of triumphant retaliation. A U.S.-made fighter jet, the symbol of Western air superiority, has been allegedly reduced to smoldering scrap metal by Russian engineering. According to Russian military sources, this was a precision retort, a direct answer to the recent seizure of a Russian oil tanker. The skies over the front line became the stage for a deadly duel. A Russian commander, speaking with palpable pride on state television, detailed the engagement. He described how an S-300 air defense battery, a veteran system of Soviet legacy, locked on to the advanced American airframe. The account is chilling in its efficiency. The first missile crippled the aircraft, stripping it of its agility, while the second delivered the coup de grace, sending the pilot and the machine plummeting to the earth. For the Kremlin, this is more than just a kill confirm. It is a propaganda victory of the highest order. The commander's televised interview was a masterclass in psychological warfare. He framed the destruction of the jet not merely as a tactical win, but as a shattering of the myth of invincibility surrounding Western military technology. The message to Washington and Brussels is clear. Your donations of advanced weaponry are not magic wands. They burn just like everything else. However, the destruction of the jet was merely the opening act. While the wreckage smoldered, the night sky over Kyiv erupted. In a coordinated shock and awe campaign, Russian forces unleashed a torrent of fury across the country. Tactical aircraft, swarms of suicide drones, and long-range artillery pounded more than 150 locations simultaneously. The silence of the sleeping capital was ripped apart by the concussive force of explosions, turning the winter night into a terrifying light show of destruction. The targets were chosen with cruel precision. Military depots and communication hubs were hit, yes, but the true devastation lies in the civilian infrastructure. The strikes have targeted the very lifeblood of the city, its power and thermal heating plants. As the mercury drops well below freezing, thousands of Kyiv's residents find themselves trapped in cold, dark apartments. The blackout is total in many districts. The mayor of Kyiv, his voice heavy with the gravity of the situation, has issued a desperate plea for residents to seek shelter, acknowledging that the city is facing a humanitarian catastrophe weaponized by the weather. This is no longer just a battle for territory. It is a war of attrition against the human spirit. The visuals coming out of Ukraine are stark, a skyline plunged into medieval darkness, punctuated only by the fires of burning substations. Analysts suggest that this surge in aggression is Vladimir Putin's way of demonstrating that despite Western sanctions and aid, Russia retains the capacity to escalate at will. As the snow continues to fall on the ruins of the power grid, the world watches with bated breath. The downing of a U.S.-made jet and the freezing of a European capital serve as a grim reminder. This conflict is far from frozen. It is burning hotter than ever, and the cost is being paid in the shivering silence of millions.